Hi everyone, Coach Sullivan here from MJS Coaching Football. My background is my 38th year coaching football. I've either been a defensive, offensive, or special teams coordinator, as well as a head coach at both the collegiate and high school levels. In this presentation, I want to talk to you more about our goal line, short yardage, possibly red zone, front package that we call Bulldog. And I named it after the Yale Eli Bulldog mascot because of my friend Rick Flanders. They do or did something similar to this, and I tweaked it. And out of respect to Rick, I called it Bulldog. So I want to talk to you quickly about the front. Although if you watch the Bulldog versus the 21i Pro, you have a pretty good idea of how it's set up. I'd really like to focus in this presentation on the coverage portion of it, what we call red bracket. But just a quick reminder that in this package, Bulldog, the Rover, I don't change any of the names of the defenders. It gets too complicated. But the Rover is a fourth defensive lineman. His hands on the ground. He's in a 5 technique. He continues. He and the Mike go to the tight end. Keep that rule the same. So when just the concept of the position the same. The Mike is likely to be the same kid anyway. All right. So he's in a 5. Inside toe on outside toe of the offensive tackle, bumps the defensive line away essentially. So now, and if it's a left, tight end's left. The end's in a 3 technique. The nose is in a 1 opposite, as is the stud in a 5. Okay, so we got a 5-3, 1 and a 5. The whip is the position whip, but it's going to be an outside linebacker. It's probably actually the normal rover. And then this is another D lineman. But again, you got to tailor it to the kids, student athletes you have. Okay. So as per the rule, the backer and the Mike go to the tight end when there's a tight end, right? 21, there's a tight end. Backer's in the A gap, so his inside toes on the center's toe. I mean, center's toes in A gap either way, right? But the difference now to being a C split and a tight end, the Mike's outside toes on the tight end's inside toe, his inside foot's still up. Okay. Now the backer's inside toe, in this case, his right toe is up. The dime, who is most likely an inside linebacker. Okay, so this is a 3 inside linebacker grouping, 4D lineman with 1 outside linebacker. He is a B split in the tackle, so his outside toe is on the tackle's inside toe, right? Boom, done. We corner over, meaning if they come out and I twin, both corners are on it. Now this field might be on number 2 if their offense switches their receivers around, but let's just assume they don't for now. So field would be on 1, boundary would be on 2. Okay, because boundary would have been potentially brought over. Okay. But more often than not, this is their dude. They motion him over. Again, you tailor it how it fits for you. I'm just telling you why we do it. Over here, we make a possible combo call, but I'll get into that momentarily because what I'm going to do now is I start to talk to you about our red bracket coverage. Red, heart's pumping, red bracket. Pretty simple. Bulldog, red bracket. Play football. Okay. Is how do you take care of the running backs? Because in a goal line short yardage, quite often the backs leaking into flats are wide open, uncovered, and right. So we make what we simply call a double. If you've seen any of my other playlists, we make a maybe call, maybe M and B, Mike and backer, right? Maybe you got him, maybe he doesn't. Well, double call, dime and backer, DB, double. It's the same thing. These 2 guys have the 2 running backs. So if there's a split flow, you take the one that comes to you in a pass. Full flow, which is tough, meaning both are coming here and Well, usually it'd be the fullback first guy shooting in the flat, and the second guy is blocking. Well, you got to go chase him, but that's the way it works in this situation. So in full flow, you take the second back away, first back two, second back away. So if they full flowed here, the dime would take the fullback in all likelihood, and the backer would take the tailback. Okay. And that rule goes all the way back to my playing days, UMass Amherst, under the great coach Jim Reed, who went on to do multiple things, coached in the pros, coached at the University of Iowa, Boston College. He's fantastic, best coach he could have ever played for. Okay, so that goes back to him. I can still hear it. Second back away, first two, second away, first two, seven. It's stuck. So that's what we do. Double call. So over here, what you see, you have a tight end and you have the whip and the mic. Okay, so this is a bracket. This is the part of the coverage bracket. So it's real simple. Okay, if tight end goes outside, okay, in this case he's not number two, he's number one. If the motion's over, he's number two. So right, that's an anticipation. Either way, the guy you lined up on, the tight end, whether he's number one or two, he goes outside, you're taking him. Okay. The mic, he comes inside or vertical, he takes him. Okay. So on a pass, well, I'll work backwards. Tight end went inside or vertical, he's going to get hands on him, and then he's going to add to the rush. Pass, he goes outside, right? He's going to add to the rush. If this kid blocks, both might add to the rush. Okay, it depends if there's a chance for a delay. So I'm more likely to assign one of them in a blocking situation to stick with them and let the other kid add to the rush. Okay, but that's how we handle it. So it's an inside outside vertical bracket. The inside defender takes the vertical. However, if he's outside and he turns into a wheel, well, then now that kid has to carry it, okay, because he's already added to the rush. So that answers that question, I hope. Free safety, who, if let's say the ball's on the 19, he'll be 8 yards. Ball's on the 10, he'll be on the 2. Ball gets inside the 10, his heels are on the goal line. All right, he's just the middle third defender. The possible combo call here, because we're manned up, it's all about the man. Okay, I didn't get into any of the run supports, but this is orbit. These guys are playing their man. They don't give a damn about the run. It's orbit over here, it's shoot over here. Right? See my other presentation when I covered Bulldog versus iPro. Shoot, orbit. These two guys, the outside, the mic and the dime, they're going to have force because these guys are just playing coverage. All right. The possible combo call is if these two guys, there's a potential for a pick route. So we say we'll teach them, and based on film study, you guys make the combo call, which would mean they'll pass off the receivers to each other and then play that man. Depending on how tight it is here, if he's fairly tight, then he can make a combo call with the dime because they might run an inside mesh route on pass, and now the dime will take it and he'll take a running back. You get that type of action. Hard inside mesh here, which is really a pick to get the back out into the flat. Okay, so there's a potential for the boundary, and the boundary makes it a combo call to the dime. Okay, and that's it. I mean, these two guys talk to each other. If they're closer, he'll say right off the bat, possible, possible, possible. And that's all he says. And then if he decides to do it, he's got to make that call pre-snap. He'll say combo, and then he'll switch his leverage to outside to play outside of it, anticipating him going inside. Okay? So that's how we handle 21i Pro out of our Bulldog package. Again, Bulldog, we always have one more defender than gap to defend. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 gaps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 defenders. That's the philosophy behind our Bulldog package. We got one more than there are gaps to defend. As always, please, any questions, reach out to me at CoachMJSullivan@gmail.com, and I'd love to talk football with you.